Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the plenary session, International Sourcing Outlook, one of the key events of the HKTDC Hong Kong International Sourcing Show online. This session brings together overseas and domestic experts to address the latest development of the sourcing scene. On behalf of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, I welcome you all to join our opening session this morning. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank our sponsors, AsiaWorld-Expo and Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center for their support to this event. Including the plenary session, International Sourcing Outlook that is about to begin, we have more than 15 webinars focusing on other sectors coming up on International Sourcing Show Online Intelligence Hub. Please visit Intelligence Hub on our ISS website and gain insights from industry experts. Don't miss the business matching opportunities to explore business with exhibitors. Also, the session will be conducted in English and Putonghua with simultaneous interpretation services. You are able to choose either Putonghua or English as the interpretation language by clicking the interpretation button at the bottom of the screen. 研讨会进行期间，参会人士可以选择用英语或普通话收听演讲。你只是需要按下荧幕最底部的口译选项，便可以挑选语言。Without further ado, may I first invite our panel chair, Mr. Benson, Hong Kong Business Consulting Leader of EY, to give his introductory remarks. Mr. Please.
Thank you, everyone. Morning. Hello. 你好. So this is Benson Ng. I'm the Business Consulting Leader for EY Hong Kong. We are 3,000-ish professional organization in here. And it's really our honor to be invited to join this the most magnificent sourcing show organized by Hong Kong TDC. So before we get into the actual content, right, what we want today is to share a few facts that from the EY side that we gather in the last several months. To looking back on the 2020, right, it seems it's a year that lasts for forever. It's 2020, okay? And then I think, as all of you have been experienced, right, trade as one of the most oldest profession of human being suffered a lot during the 2020. According to the WTO statistics, right, it actually a shrinkage by 9.2% during the 2020. And if you look into the entire world, it's not evenly impacted. I think Asia is probably the region that we suffer the impact less. And if you look into Asia, right, the export reduction is actually less impacted in compared to the import. So I think we are probably in one of those geographic locations that is suffer less, which is a good thing. And finally, the 2020 is turning the page. Now we are at 2021, okay? If we're looking into the PMI index, which is an indicator on how the purchase intention across the globe, it actually shows signs since last May, the confidence is picking back up. And then by the end of the last year, 2020, the PMI index is almost coming back to the beginning, so which is a good sign. And based on the forecast, on multiple analysts that we gather, right, the anticipation for the 2021 is the year that we all start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then it is expected that this year's trade growth will be 7.2%. If you do the math right, it will climb back majority of the portion that we dropped in the 2020. And it also means that in this growth of the 7.2%, the mix of the trade are likely to be changing as well, okay? Given what COVID brings us to a new normal world. So it's a question that I would like to ask today's insight from our panelists and also maybe from the audience joining today, right? What do you see are the main theme in that 7.2%? And how do you leverage the fantastic TDC and all the other technology innovations, right, to be the one who grab majority of that portion? If we are to summarize the prediction for this year, right, there are three major themes that we've seen. The first one is about the diversity and also the decentralization. What we've seen is because of the COVID-19 and of course about the global geopolitical landscapes, right, the global supply chain is changing. We see more and more customers are moving to source in addition to globally, but also in a regional fashions, okay? And with RCEP and all the other new treaties, right, okay? There are additional region which is being forming, not just geo-region, but also economy region forming as well. So this call for new thinking on how should we handle sourcing in the new normal. Second is many of you joining today are through the digital platform. This is one of the new innovations. We are pushed to adopt the digital, but on the other hand, it also enables us to reaching to the new segment that we have not been able to do in the past. So COVID, on the other hand, is also opportunities, right? It confines us in the border. But because of digital, it also helps us to break apart the border to reach everywhere in the world. And digitization is really one of the key things that we've seen from EY perspective, that the supply chain and also the retailers and then everyone's now is looking into, not just as a form of the contact, but also transacting and also getting the insight automation. The last one, the world is becoming regionalized, decentralized. It's a world that is very difficult to get consensus among different organizations or different regions. But the one thing which is surprisingly, which is consensus, if you look into, for example, China's new national priority, right, about being carbon peak by 2030, and also the new administration in US also focusing a lot on sustainability. Sustainable products and also new themes, for example, like plant-based nutrition, right? And also electric vehicle. These are all the new themes that we've seen in terms of the merchandising and the trade mix are going to have a big impact in the next 10 to 20 years. We see a lot of innovation in those categories, and then supplier, manufacturer, or buyer, if they focus on those, that they will get tremendous amount of new opportunity. So these are just a few facts that from EY side that we want to share. I'm sure you will learn a lot more from today's. We have another 4 newly made online celebrity, okay, joining us today, okay. That they will share with you from what they've seen from online, omnichannel, and also from sourcings, okay. So with this, I will pass on to the next, to Devin, right, to kickstart to share his view. Thank you.
Speaker is Mr. Devin Dai, Director of Category Management, Alibaba.com. He will share digitalization trends in global supply chain. Mr. Dai, please.
Hello, everyone. This is Devin Dai. I'm from Alibaba.com. My position is the Director of Category Management. Today, I'm very happy to be here to talk to you through some of the newest information about the category trends. So today we're going to cover some key categories that are recommended by HKTDC, including fashion, home and garden, beauty, and also the packaging. So first of all, let's talk about fashion. So after the pandemic came up, the fashion-related products are becoming really popular for people all over the world. So we're seeing, especially in 2021, the fashion trends are intend to go to some of these forms. The first one is everyday casual. So people are looking for some casual clothing basics, create perfect casual attire for spring, summer, make appropriate for multi occasions that are expected, that are very convenient for people to to social. So this is one of the trends we're seeing that are becoming more and more popular right now. The second trend is about the comfy couture. So people are looking for soft and comfortable product, soft, cozy, comfortable, and versatile apparel items suitable for work and also leisure time. And also we're seeing the color and printing style for 2021 spring and summer. The future of restorative tones with soft hues and timeless darks set to appeal to consumers. So these are some of the trends we collect from the market data. So this is all about fashion. The second category is about home and garden. The home and garden is all about, so after the pandemic time, all the popular products are pretty much related to home, right? Also the fashion and beauty also related to home product. So especially in home and garden category, the stylish lifestyle from kitchen to other staterooms, delightful colors and trendy interior decoration style including transitional, modern luxury, glam, and minimalist, leading 2021 trends in home and garden. So people are looking for fun at home, sweet home, and also cozy home. So this is about home and garden. For beauty categories, so this is something we found extremely exciting for the sellers. The beauty category, the beauty products are being sold like crazy in the market today. So subcategories such as skincare and home use beauty equipment had a much faster growth compared to the same period last year, including the wigs, the hair styling, the full striped lashes, makeup product, makeup tools, soap, hair care, skincare, and some other product like home use beauty equipments that are extremely popular today. In recent years, the popularity of natural and organic products has grown substantially. Not only has the market created loyal consumers, but the rise of conscious consumerism has also resulted in new trends and development in these areas. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about packaging and printing. So this category, I personally found it very interesting because this category has been growing really, really fast in the past year, alongside with other categories such as beauty and apparel, because all the beauty product and apparel product being exported to overseas countries need authentic, need great packaging to enable its brand power. So in 2021, packaging and printing product will continue to be more environmentally friendly, including new biodegradable materials, recyclable materials, and new design schemes to reduce the consumption of plastics, such as PRA, PBAT, starch-based biodegradable material of food packaging and cosmetics packaging. So these are the trends we found in these very key categories. We're recently seeing these categories growing really fast on Alibaba.com. If you want to find more details, you are always welcome to log in Alibaba.com. Right now, we're having an online event called March Expo that from which you can find all kinds of these trendy products. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Shinya Hisanaga, Director of Buying and Logistics, AEON Store Hong Kong Limited. He will share with us latest trend on product demand and the consumer market. Mr. Hisanaga, please.
Nice to meet you. My name is Hisanaga. AEON Stores Hong Kong, in charge of buying and operation.
Today, I'd like to make my presentation in Japanese. This is the change in Hong Kong market. So if we take our 2017 as 100, then our customer to our stores increased because of the mainland Chinese tourists. And under COVID, the restaurants restriction made the consumption like really dipped because it was imposed like a restaurant 2 per table was imposed March, July, and November, as well as dining after 6 o'clock. So food sales in the outerwear and the cosmetic consumption was really impacted. However, the food sales in supermarket grew well, and Hong Kong government in July in 2020 passed $10,000 per person payout. But the impact of disappearance of 70 million mainland Chinese tourists was very big, and the consumption dipped. For 2021, Hong Kong government is preparing electronic coupon to encourage consumption. However, I think the prolonged COVID will actually have a negative impact. I like to see the change in the consumption trend in Hong Kong. So as for the consumption of Hong Kong people, because of the world's most expensive real estate price, the disposable income is low. And then due to small housing, people spend a lot of money eating out. It is estimated in 2020 that overall consumption has decreased, and there was a shift from eating out to eating at home, which reduces the revenue from our tenants. It is unlikely the revenue will increase in 2021. So we have made a very conservative plan with overall negative outlook, which really depends on the COVID situation, how it really turns out. But will it be really negative? Not necessary. I think there will be a lot of opportunities still. So let's look at the change in trends together with the COVID infection rate. So this graph shows the number of COVID patients in Hong Kong. So at the onset of COVID, frozen food and grocery sold well. Then kitchen dining item, mask, and a PC sold well. And then latter half of last year, furniture started selling well, and then colored mask, and then fridge and washing machine started selling well. This clearly shows a change in customer as well as a COVID situation. The year saw a change from how to get through to dealing with COVID situation with a more long-term perspective, seeking more convenience and comfort, and even like fashionable items. So in 2021, what I feel from the retail store, from the actual numbers, is that what is popular shifted from like overseas to like a nearby place or comfort at home. So even the fashions, there was a shift from clothes to wear outside to clothes that is comfortable to wear out at home as well as outside. So the spending and travel reduced but increased in cars and outdoors. So for Hong Kong people, because they love to travel, maybe this year food around the world will be very popular. So there are many business opportunities. So the key will be how retail companies, including our company, can respond to changes in customers. So Hong Kong customers have a lot of information. So we need to change our merchandising to respond to the change. Hong Kong has been a free port, and most goods can be sourced. But we need to make efforts and innovation to sell well. So this is how we see our Hong Kong market, and I hope my presentation was helpful to give you some insights. Thank you very much. This is all for my presentation. Thank you.
We are also glad to have invited Mr. Flavien Serra, founder of DTL Sourcing, joining us to share his views on global supply chain, logistics, and customized manufacturing. Mr. Serra, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Flavien Serra. I run a sourcing agency called DTL Sourcing since 2008. We have an office in Hong Kong and in China mainly. Basically, what we do is finding the best manufacturers, mainly in China, but we have also partners in Korea or India or Vietnam. Most of the time, our clients contact us online. We find the best manufacturers for them. We go, we control the quality. We find the best supplier, and we deal with the production, with the quality control and the logistics. So basically, we are the ears and the eyes of our clients in China. We value more qualitative clients than quantity, meaning we want a long-term relationship with our clients rather than to make deals and only one deal. What we saw in 2020 with the COVID is a big decrease in volume in terms of order of normal products or standard products, what we used to sell, and a big and strong increase of demand in PPE products, personal protective equipment products, like masks and gloves and all those items that need social distancing. So the trends for 2021 for us would be more PPE items as well, working from home equipment, like laptop holder or or electronics. We have a lot of inquiries in terms of electronics. Also, every item which is touchless. So, for example, you can have a touchless water dispenser in an office. We have a lot of inquiries. Or also, the manufacturers have a lot of great ideas, and they send us and they innovate very quickly. And we can offer all those new and hot items to our clients. The third trend would be all those clients who used to travel before and come to the fair or come to the factories to visit those factories. With the pandemic, now they can't do it anymore. So they ask us to go and visit the factories for them. So that's basically the three big new trends we have for 2021. Yeah, I think that's it. We can. Yeah, I think I'm done. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Ms. Fione Tan, co-founder of 28mall.com. She will reveal her observations in sourcing as well as on the consumer market. Ms. Tan, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Fione Tan. I run a company called 28mall.com. I'm Malaysian, but now I'm in Hong Kong. So from the name, you know we run an e-commerce company. But how does this pandemic affect everyone in terms of the way we shop, etc.? If we look at how the consumers behave, we can easily predict what we should be sourcing as well, right? So earlier speakers were also sharing with us ideas about eating at home, cooking, cooking pans and things like that. Surprisingly, yes, like I do not cook, I do not know how to cook, but I've actually bought a pan, I bought a deep fryer, an air fryer, hot, all these things, so it makes my life idiot-proof. So I like it, okay? Because the worry about going out and then getting infected affects everyone. It's just like us. Everyone here wants to meet, but then we are a bit worried. That's why we're very lucky that HKTDC has arranged for this online forum business matching. It still can be done, okay? So today I will talk about 3 simple trends, okay? The first trend that we talk about is home and work. Basically, there's no differentiation right now. A lot of people are saying, do you work more or do you work less? Because you're not accessible on phone, on WhatsApp, on WeChat. Even if you're at home, you're supposed to check the messages, right? So work from home anytime, anywhere. And this one itself, it brings us, number one is maybe the clothes that we wear that we mentioned earlier on. Like what we are doing right now, we have softwares like Zoom, etc. So the trend about subscription that facilitates online meetings, that will be good. formal versus casual. Now it is basically a mixture of both. You can't be over formal, but you can't be over casual because you're at home, but yet you're expected to look a bit formal and be respectful for the meeting, right? So that brings us back to things like, okay, when we are on a screen, like this morning, I have to get my hair done, myself, just comment, get my eyes drawn out, so I have makeup, okay? And the biggest one of all, the mask. So the mask is also part of me working, you know? But if I'm in my room, in the office, then I can remove it, okay? It is not just all of us adults working from, it is also the kids, the children are also learning at home. So that causes a lot of stress for parents as well. So parents are looking for things to say, my kids are at home, what can I do to make them quiet? I'm sure you've seen some of these photos online where they lock up the kids, you know, etc. No, I'm not looking at that. But things to keep them occupied, okay? So online meetings versus physical meetings, and it's cross-border time zones. Because right now, companies that are huge like EY and all this, they can actually arrange for meetings at a certain specific time zone, and you're expected to be there because you're at home. So you're not saying, oh, it's my 9 to 5, school, learning from home, etc. So example, like this is basically what we will do when we are working at home and we have a business meeting, correct? So is this considered formal or is it considered casual? Whatever is on screen is formal, but what goes on behind the scene? Probably something like this. You know, in our slippers, probably we have a dogs walking around behind us, or you're doing a foot massage in the machine, correct? As a matter of fact, this is one of a campaign for one of the brands. They launched a campaign and they even hashtag it, so you can actually search for COVID wear. So it becomes a trend now, okay? And after that, you can just remove your jacket and go back to bed, etc. That's one. So what does it tell us about the fashion? According to a survey done in the US in November, they call it the November Coronavirus Response Survey. So 70% of people surveyed actually chose to wear comfortable clothes. In the last few months, 61% has actually purchased clothes which are made from like cotton, so very comfy, or additional 31% say, well, within the next 3 months, I'll be increasing my cotton apparel, okay? Now, they are still a bit uncomfortable to go to a physical store where they have to change, touch stuff. So one of the main concerns when they go to retail shop is how safe is the shop, okay? They are looking for availability, means that I do not want to go there, start looking through the racks, but maybe I can make an appointment, I book it online, I go and collect. In fast, in out, you know, fast in, fast out. And another trend is what we call the athleisure. So it's athletic wear plus leisure wear, very comfy. As a matter of fact, they're looking for things like, for example, pants that are stretchable, wrinkle-free, you do not need to iron it. So after that, you could go and do other more physical activities as well. So this means businesses, retailers, we actually have to combine the power of the internet, or what we call the online, plus our physical shop. Okay, so this means whether it's our own online shop or on e-commerce platforms, okay, like for us, we are considered e-commerce platforms, or even from social media shops. So a lot of these retailers and new SMEs are actually opening up their own pop-up shops on social media. But to me, I will feel that as a business owner, we should have all of this, okay, all of this, because we are having touch points with different range of consumers, okay, and gadgets, not just looking good, but we must be able to perform. So we're looking at example when we have to do online meetings, work at home. We're not looking at audio equipment, the mics, the headsets, or even people who are doing live broadcasts. We call them the sound card. When you're doing a meeting, and I'm sure you've heard of cases whereby the lecturers were lecturing at home, and the students actually muted him the whole way. And he didn't even notice he was muted until 1 hour later, right? So to make things interesting, they have to play music, or like applause, you know, but it's not real applause, it's just from the sound card, push a button and that's it. So in a way, we are running our very own self-media lighting. Okay, like if you're here, you can see how professional lighting is done, but you can have the smaller version, the LED lights, green screen, computer accessories, webcam, because of people realize the screen that they have on the laptop is not good enough. They want to get additional webcam, okay, or even all the different cables that you will link between your phone, input into your camera, from your phone or camera into the computer. Accessories like HDMI cables, definitely, and Type-C to Type-C, micro to Type-C, whatever. So like on my table, I have like 10 different types of combinations. So one device connects to the second connects to the third. It's like a maze, you know. But then there's always not enough cables, so we still need more. Okay, video camera accessories like the gimbals, phone holders, multi-tablets. I've actually done meetings whereby we will have like 4 different devices on 3 different platforms. We just press and do it all at the same time. And live broadcast devices as well, because now the trend for a lot of business owners or even for suppliers, since the customers cannot come to us physically, we can actually do live shows to tell them what is new from our company. So they will actually hire or not professional, but they can have in-house people to actually do it. To say, okay, today I have this thing, it's so fresh, let me just open up. Okay, so they will do a lot of unboxing videos, things like that. Live broadcast devices, we noticed, we also sell that on 28mall.com. We noticed there was a surge of people ordering this product for our Middle East market. Because I was just looking through and I was like, wow, how come like a lot of people were buying all this LED lights, sound card, etc. And where were we sending to? Middle East. So sometimes you are in Hong Kong, you are in Asia, but it's borderless once we put it online. Okay, so it doesn't matter how could we get our products from here to the end customers. So that's about working from home. The number 2 trend, now these are the normal things that we will probably see, the gimbals, the tablets, and they're also looking for tablets that are for children, like very kids friendly. Okay, because if you buy the latest edition, they'll probably break it, even though you can claim, get a new one. I think my daughter broke like three tablets last year. You know, she just, okay, there's a crack, then we have to get a new one, etc. So it's also protective items for the expensive devices. Okay, so it comes into accessories as well. Okay, number 2 trend, the exercise trend. Okay, while we are stuck at home, we want to go out. Okay, or we want to bring a lot of our activities outdoors. Okay, so keeping fit is still very important, especially in recent times whereby we know that a lot of gyms are closed or there's a easily to get infection if you actually go to have a lot of places with a lot of people. So people are looking at, okay, we want to do group exercises, but we want it online. So I remember one night I was just walking back to my room and then I saw one of my colleagues putting on a tablet, changing into his workwear, into his workout wear, put on his meeting, and he was doing a club group exercise, running. And he was just running on the spot, very happily with the rest of the people on the meeting room. To me, I was just slowly walking back and said, wow, they are so persistent, you know. So those who want to keep fit, they will still do it. So they'll look at group exercises online, activities with family. As a matter of fact, they're using family members like in this photo. If you have a baby, you have a kid, maybe it's time to do some weightlifting, okay, with that. Or according to the home fitness equipment, definitely there's a big surge. In the US, they nearly doubled, more than doubled to 2.3 billion between 2020 March to October. Treadmills, up 135%. Stationary bikes, 3 times. Even things such as dumbbells, they mentioned that at many places it was out of stock. But not only that, it was also items that we have on our phone, the apps, the fitness app downloads. So it's a combination. If the products that we sell is actually AI or app integrated, that becomes a reason for them to actually say, hey, why not we spend a bit of money on that? Okay, and these are the typical items that we will see at home. But the more interesting one that I mentioned was the one in the little globe. This was it's now a popular item where people will exercise outdoor, and they actually have a globe where it's basically like cupping everyone and you have your personal space. So that's quite interesting, you know. So we create our own gym by ourselves, okay. There's still social distancing and it's easy to actually work out, okay, concentrate as well. And high tech is the item now, high tech, AI fitness. So this was some of the brands that did extremely well within this couple of months. The first one was a bike, But this was basically what we call is an internet connected bikes. The revenues went up to 758 million. That's increase of 232%. That's a lot for a bike with a machine. Okay. Then number 2 is this thing called a mirror. So just like when we go to a gym, we go to a dance class, we look at the mirror. But what this brings you is they actually have the person inside. You can have different modes. It's a reflective glass fitness device. It was recently acquired by Lululemon. And last year, they ended at about 150 million revenues. So it's not just a normal mirror, but a mirror that actually helps you in doing your exercise together. The third one is what I call wall-mounted strength training home gym. They call it tonal. So they increased 700%. That was amazing. If you go to YouTube, you can actually see all this type of items. And this type of devices are not cheap. They're talking about $1,000, $2,000. And they even have some of them have crossover with celebrities. They have like 5,000 US dollars version. So it's a lot of crossovers as well. For the smaller brands or people are saying sourcing, hey, maybe I should look at something like this. Maybe you want to do a similar version, an AI type of dumbbell. You have a bike, maybe for kids. So these are some ideas that we can actually look at. The third trend, I think earlier on, we have also mentioned the safety. Everyone is very concerned about distancing because of the fear of infection, but yet we want to improve our health. So health awareness is there. The first thing that you see on everyone is actually the face mask. So I basically have like face masks in 30 different colors. Okay, seasonal ones like this is Valentine's Day. Then New Year, we have New Year design. And there are different types. These were some of the masks that I found online in some of the online platforms. First one is shape of animals, smiley face. So you could be grumpy, but still you're smiling. The last one was the most interesting one. I was looking at it for a long time. I was wondering, why does a monkey or an ape needs to wear a cap? And when I started looking more in depth, I realized it was a human wearing glasses with a cap, and it was actually a bandana in the shape of an ape. It took me like, maybe I'm a bit slow, it took me a few seconds to actually saw that it was actually a human. Okay? Then we have, so these are what we call face mask. It becomes not only a protection, but it's also a fashion statement. A fashion statement. So you want it more expensive, you add some crystals on it. There are even different, what we call scents. I've seen some new retailers, suppliers coming up to us and say, okay, I've got this one, it comes with a certain scent. Okay, pretty good, like aroma plus mask. Then we have the normal ones, the antibacterial sanitizing spray, the wipes. But more of, I would say, how effective it is towards COVID-19. Because everyone can say, oh, mine is a antibacterial. But what kind of research, what kind of proof? So maybe you have to invest a little bit more money and time to look at the research to show the proof of effectiveness. Personal eye ionizers, like me, I would be wearing things like this, you know, and as you see in all the train. So I have like different versions of it. So it's supposed to purify the air. So it makes me feel a bit safer. Okay, so you can have it in different colors as well. And also UVC disinfection, okay? And also it brings us to the problem of mask knee. What is actually mask knee? Because everyone is wearing masks. So with that, people in cosmetics are paying more attention to the eye makeup, but also skincare, they're looking at how to soothe the skin. A lot of people are having like acne problems because of that. So we're looking at health devices that are multi-usage. For example, like we started increasing a lot of ionizer, purifiers or item, UVC sterilizer wand, and even home appliances. Like everyone probably has a hair dryer at home. So what we discovered, we say, hey, we found this Italian brand of hair dryer. It comes up with this red infrared. But not only that, it has active oxygen and it has ionizer. So in a way, it means that one device, I could use it to blow my clothes, to kill some of the bacteria, to actually make, to have smoother hair, but it's fast working as well. And also in terms of the design of new items, people are looking at speed, fast. On the right-hand side was one of the new items that was launched. It was a hair dryer. It's the world's lightest hair dryer. But the thing that people actually came to buy the product, and when I asked the customer, what made you buy this product? because it's slightly cheaper than the D brand. You know, it's expensive, but it's slightly cheaper than the D brand because they say, wow, it's cool. I look at it, it's lightweight, it's easy, and it comes with active oxygen. So even at a different price point, if they feel that the product is good enough, it has a differentiation, they will actually purchase that. So when we do our sourcing, we look at all this what we call USP, the unique selling point. Not just, buy and sell the cheapest item that we could get, but what benefits, additional benefits the particular product can actually help us with. So that's the end of my session. So I'll look forward to connect with other brands that wish to find out more about and sourcing tips. So my contacts are there. Okay.
Here comes to the first panel discussion session. Let's hand over the time to our panel chair, Mr. Benson, Hong Kong Business Consulting Leader of EY, to host the discussion. Mr. Please.
Okay, thank you. So for those friends online, right, you get a broad range of the opportunities shared by Devin, Fione, and all the others. Yeah, and I would like to run the panel sessions in this format. I would like to first start from the demand side. I want to pose some questions to Devin, Alibaba, which is on the online marketplace, and then to Fione, also on the online marketplace. And then we go from the physical one to Hisanaga-san on the physical retailing. And then, of course, the very important one at the end, right, the supply side, okay, from Flavien on the detailed source. Okay. So first for Devin, right, I think you mentioned a very interesting category, Devin, about the packaging. Okay. It almost, I think, seems to me that that hints the the customer experience expectation is changing, right? Okay, from the way that they buy in physical store, now they buy online, sourcing online, they receive it. The first touch point is the packaging. I want to pose this question to you on how do you see the consumers and the merchandisers are moving from buying from the physical platform, now also buying on the online platform. How does that experience, I think, changing from what you've seen as a leading B2B marketplace at Alibaba?
Okay, thanks, Benson. I think this is a great question. We from the big data we collect from our platform, we do see a lot of new type of buyers that come up to our platform online. Actually, our traffic and our transacted buyers on our platform had a triple-digit growth in the past year. So the COVID-19, as I said before, COVID-19 is definitely terrible for the human being. However, for the online business, it's actually kind of expedite that trend. That trend also impact the category change and also the product change. Packaging is something very interesting that's taking place in the past year, because a lot of people actually buy from online, from overseas, and packaging is a very important piece of their product. It enables their brand power. However, a lot of medium and small buyers, they don't. The reality is they wouldn't be able to buy a lot. So the product, for example, the power bank factory wouldn't be able to give them a very personalized, customized packaging. However, there are tons of packaging suppliers in the market that can help them to do that. So the business goes extremely well alongside with other categories such as beauty and apparel, as I said. So definitely the trend is people are moving their business from offline to online. Yep. But however, in the future, I think the trend is people will be using any method, any channel they can find to do their business. What we can do is to supply them with enough tools and enough data for them to make their business decisions. So the most important, tips for the sellers for me is still they have to grow their core competency, no matter on pricing, on the service level, and some others.
Okay, thank you, Devin. Then I would want to move on, right, from the what everyone now is calling is the Asia-centric, right? Okay. So of course, I think Southeast Asia is one of those, I think, major growth driver in any economist, I think, plan.
Correct.
Okay. I think Fione,
Absolutely.
you just demonstrate take it to life on how do you interact and then deliver the purchase experience for a very lifestyle approach.
Okay.
Okay.
I
On those
would-
products that you mentioned, right?
Yes.
It's very, very, very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Southeast Asia definitely is growing. That's why you see all the big boys like our friend here from Alibaba, and etc. JD, everyone is there. And we work together. Basically, I look at it this way.
Yep.
Because 28 Mall itself, our position is a bit different. Is we look in behalf of brands or products that we sell. If the product can sell well, why are we not on other platforms? To me, it's every platform we have our different clientele, different subsidies that are offered for the consumers to purchase. And Southeast Asia, if you look at it, they are easily affected by some issues. Number one is they love watching movies. Okay, the rise of K-pop, okay, Korean dramas,
Yeah.
C-dramas especially. Also, I watch C-dramas as well. I couldn't read, but I could understand. So I remember I was looking at watching this Chinese drama, and the female actress was eating a hot pot at home, a self-heating hot pot, and I've never seen it. So the next day when I went to a supermarket and I saw it, I said, okay, let's buy this. And that particular instant noodle hot pot thingy was as expensive as eating a fresh bowl of noodles. But I say, never mind, they are eating that in the movies. Let me try it out as well. Okay, so they love a lot of the Korean makeup. Okay, so in places especially like Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, basically yes. Then in Singapore, I see a lot of people looking at Japanese items. I saw many brands of Japanese brands this week alone.
Yeah.
Even Philippines, I was surprised. People were buying like UV protect sunblocks. Okay, and it's not cheap ones. They're looking for the mid-high range.
Yeah.
They say they want it, so they will go. So in terms of that, they love Korean brands. They love Japanese brands because I would say number one, especially for skincare, maybe they feel that it's more likely that Asian skin, the type of research that's being done that's there. And then it's about number two, I will see the potential of growth of food items.
Yeah.
Food items. Since we know that they cannot travel to Hong Kong, they cannot travel to Japan, they cannot travel to Taiwan, you will actually see a high demand for products. When Malaysia had lockdown, we actually had lockdown during the COVID-19 because you're stuck at home. And from our website, we actually saw every day people were buying milk tea from Japan, Japanese milk tea. So much that our supply in Malaysia ran out of stocks. We had to ship from Hong Kong to send there. And also healthy cereals. Okay, so we sell a lot of those. But because it was very, very heavy, 600 grams, 800 grams for one pack. For us to deliver from overseas to go in and they want it fast, with flight is a bit difficult. So it has to go by ship. So we look at different suppliers to supply us. So if A runs out of stock, I have B, C, D to actually supply to us as well. So that's the trend. And also, so what we look for is, for suppliers, you have to look at what you can bring from your country, good brands, bring it abroad. That's why we see the concept cross-border. Like Hong Kong, Mooncake Festival, that's the big thing. We were sending a lot of Hong Kong brand of mooncakes back to Malaysia, to Singapore. I had to cancel a lot of my Indonesia orders because food was not allowed. So I had to tell, even Australia, we had to tell them, we're very sorry, we couldn't send it to you, but here's the list of other local distributors. We were not affiliated, but we say, since the customer came to us, we should make it a point, help them out, because they wanted item. And it was very expensive, very expensive. Like I was selling some 5-star hotel once. We sent it back because we used flight. Customers were willing to pay. I had one customer who bought 20 boxes. They were very good. Give me another 50 boxes. I was like, we were counting, oh my gosh, this is the fee that we will pay for the logistics. But I say, never mind, I'll pay. I say, okay. And things were, even though you say the Chinese visitors were not here, but you actually see the trend. They were also purchasing Hong Kong mooncakes back into China.
Yeah, it
Right.
almost sounds to me, Fione, that Southeast Asia, right, is such a, what do you call that, energetic, young, and then growing, vibrant populations.
Yes.
And I think you mentioned it well in your presentation in the beginning, right? The COVID now make work and also life is integrated.
Correct.
We once thought that the young people, they have this, what they call the slash, right? Okay, you work on multiple things. Now it seems COVID make it a new normal.
Correct.
Everyone is slash, and because of everyone is slash, right, you have this new demand on all this new category, work from home computers, your mooncakes, right, and Hisanaga-san's home mirror, all these things. And this is all exciting in Southeast Asia. And then next, maybe I saw that Hisanaga-san taking down all those Japanese demand. I want to pose some question, I think, turn to Hisanaga-san, right? So 28 more, Devin, big online, global, Southeast Asia platform, right? Coming from a physical retailers, okay, how do you combine the online as an element and then to approach those key categories you mentioned that you've seen has a high demand?
So we have like retail first, like actual retail stores first, and then of course we have to bridge the online business and the actual retail stores. But for example, like we sell the massage chairs or massage equipment, and rather than buying online, like a lot of people want to try it out. But then, but of course, there are some people who want to buy online. So a lot of opportunities like that, and then also borderless, cross-border transactions. And so combination of online and then the retail stores, like so for example the touch point. So a lot of the food, like they want to try out and then like actually eat and see how like how it tastes. For maybe now it's like a COVID, it might be different, but in the future, the online is very important, but also like the positioning of the retail stores, I think like that the positioning would be actually changing. Like I think like they would actually become close together. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Hisanaga-san. Yeah. And then maybe we turn to the supply side, okay, from Flavien. I mean, Flavien, you mentioned the more serious category, the computers, PPE, okay. Whereas you have Devin and Fione, the food and the other more interesting lifestyle category, right? Okay. From a sourcing expert perspective, Flavien, do you see the PPE and the work from home gear is just the demand for this period of time? Do you see that they're going to last beyond that?
I think it's going to last. I think it's going to last because I think because of COVID, trends are changing and people will be scared and maybe we'll have more and more COVID coming, so we don't know what is going to happen. But yeah, I really believe that there is a shift in terms of how people work. And then, for example, the working from home for sure will be there in the next 10 years and more and more. So all those working from home equipment, sports equipment, as you said, will be there for the next 5 to 10 years for sure. I'm quite sure about it, yeah. And for the PPE, yeah, they're gonna improve, they're gonna make a new equipment like this sports bubble. The first time I see that, it's really crazy to me, but yeah, why not, like.
Let's make one together.
Yeah. So yeah, I really believe this is a new industry, but I mean old industry, but a new trend. And for example, the gloves. We sell a lot of gloves, and the demand is higher than the supply. So that means we need more factories making gloves.
Yeah.
And I believe we will need gloves more and more in the future. So yeah, I really strongly believe this kind of industry.
Maybe some of the lifestyle gloves. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's more
Korean,
B2B, it's more like, yeah.
Okay.
Antibacterial ones as well.
Yeah, antibacterial.
Touchless glove. Okay.
Touchless. I think like even in all in all the industries in China or in Asia for the manufacturing, they all need to think about touchless products. Very simple. So anything you make, you have to think about social distancing and touchless, and also how you can do your marketing more digitalized. Like how you can show your eventual clients why they can trust you. You know, like it's all about trust with a Chinese manufacturer. So now the clients, they cannot travel anymore. So they're afraid actually to trust trust manufacturers they don't know. So either they go through companies like us, or they need more transparency with the Chinese manufacturers. And I know it's not really in the culture to share too much for the Chinese manufacturers. So maybe for them, in terms of marketing, they should think about it for the future.
Fantastic. Then I want to go back to Devin again, right? Since everyone is going online, okay, maybe on your Alibaba's platform, on Fione's platform, right? Okay, and there are so many suppliers, right, Devin? Okay, they need to, compete with each other. How do they grab the attentions of the potential buyer and also the consumers, right? The one in a million type of things in your marketplace, right? Is it pricing the key differentiator, or is it services? What do you see from Alibaba? How do you help them to differentiate, grab the attention, and make transaction, Devin? Difficult question.
First of all, I think the sellers, they don't have to worry about the amount of the buyers, the opportunity online, because it's growing faster than we expected. But however, the platform kind of enabled the sellers to find the right opportunity and more efficiently, right? Because to my understanding, not all the business opportunities are good for one seller, right? The sellers will definitely have to select the right customers. If you're a factory, if you're a manufacturer, I think if you want to supply to retailers or even the enterprises, the corporate, it might not be a good fit, right? Your right customer segmentation probably would be the distributors. Something like that. So as a platform, we try to segmentate our customer base and also provide a better match mechanism for all the sellers. Make sure they find the right customers. In terms of how to demonstrate their capabilities online, we developed a lot of new media tools such as live stream and short video clips. Stuff like that. Also, along with our traditional internet tools to showcase their capabilities, their certificates, their manufacturing process, their design capabilities, all kinds of stuff. So, as I said, the suppliers, the sellers, they need to develop their core competency. That core competency, either pricing or the services or some other related to delivery capabilities are very key to the buyers. As a platform, we also provide a lot of solutions to the sellers. If they do not have these capabilities, we're going to be able to help them to get them.
Thank you, Devin. And then maybe I think back to Fione as well, right? And to fill up the 28 and more, right, shelf, right, you need to source many categories from your business partners. As I learned that you actually have experience in working with Hong Kong TDC, and then use TDC's hybrid, both the online and the offline medium and the digital medium to reach out to them. Can you share some of your first-hand experience, right? Okay. How to get the best out of a digital platform?
So 28mall.com is where we do a lot of B2C, consumer, lifestyle, and items. But actually, I've been doing e-commerce since 2000. So my first company was e1net.com. And just now we were talking about the PPE. Actually, the first batch of products that we sell was doing SARS. SARS.
Okay.
That point was we used the internet tool to actually find, the product. I mean, to find. We noticed there was a problem. It's always this problem, solution. So if our product can fill as a solution, fix the problem, that's a market right there, right? So that was many years ago. We were just web designers having a website and say, okay, where are we going to source for things?
Yeah.
Okay. So at that point, there were no proper business matching, and it's very time sensitive. So at that point was basically we created a website, we put the products there, and we found suppliers, and I just made a profit margin. With this COVID, actually, when it started at the beginning, the benefit was that it was still a lot of factories were still what we call on holiday mode during the New Year's time, right? But before then, our website 28 Mall, because we knew we've gone through SARS. At the point when they Googled, they've typed us, we were like ranked on the top, not 28 Mall, another website of mine. Bird flu, we were selling chicken flu, bird flu, swine flu. Every time there's a rise, in a way we will say, okay, let's start packing for masks. We were selling 3M masks. So this round for the COVID, we had a similar incident. So I have actually informed, I was also telling some of the friends and distributors or buyers around us, I say, there would be a demand for this. Do you want to lock in the price? Because now I've got this big lot. How many do you want? And some were still saying, let's see first. But there were retailers in Hong Kong who actually worked with us, and we brought in supplies of the masks, and we distributed to the physical shops. We were supplying to the physical shops. As a matter of fact, then we would also be using different online places. Because if you look for specific brands, you go to the website, then you source for it, okay? But maybe they will have different distributors. I'm not a manufacturer. I'm not in the PPE business. But you'll be surprised, even on the first day of Chinese New Year, we had to, even my house and my office became a collection point. Because people were telling us, I'm very scared. I'm flying off tomorrow morning. So we said, okay, tomorrow you go to the guardhouse. We have a name list of people coming to collect items. We open it up because it was very time sensitive, okay? So then when we realized there was not enough stock, we have to go through. Let's find different distributors, okay? So before you cannot just wait for a business fair or a sourcing fair to happen, right? So then when we had retailers who actually came to us, it was a retail chain, came to us and said, okay, because we were supplying to them, they say, I want this type, do you have it? I do not have it. So I cannot just say, oh, sorry, you go and do it yourself. So we actually sourced it online, social media. We went to directories, like TDC also has a directory of different companies as well. We went through, we called them. Because why? We noticed there was a problem with a lot of manufacturers and suppliers. They would list themselves on platforms, Alibaba, on HKTDC, or whatever. But when you send a message, no one replies. Because they are not concerned. They do not care. To them, to the staff, maybe it's just an email. But if you reach the proper sales manager, the person who is hungry for the sale, he would take action, right? So we managed to source from one, and sometimes if you know this guy doesn't have it, you ask, do you have a referral? Because with a referral from a supplier that you know, you feel safer. There were many cases of people being conned for fake masks, etc. We were very lucky. We did a lot of deals. We did not get conned, okay? Because we actually went through. We asked, where's the certificate? We need a video. We need everything. And the amount of people inquiring was crazy. When we look through our Facebook, when we look through our office mobile, every day someone will send us a message. Hey, I want to buy gloves. 50 million. I was like, okay, another 50 million. Another guy would say, oh, I want 5 million. And then we say, queue up. Because I say, it's not about what you want. It's, are you willing to pay the price? When that's the market price and you say it's too expensive, no worries. There will be other takers. So in some instances whereby the suppliers are the one who are in a way king. Because there's a limit how many pieces they could make. And as the person who's sourcing, sometimes we just say, if you feel this is good enough, you know you can make money from it, you just have to make the decision fast. right? So, and for us, if you have actually met the person physically in the shows, it actually makes you think, hey, this must be a proper, a proper company, because HKTDC is not just an event organizer or an expo. They actually, you have to apply to actually have to exhibit your products here. It's not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry and come in, because
It's
why?
good company, yeah.
Yeah, so it must be. Then they will actually do research. They will actually ask, like, have you participated before? And if and then you actually have all the background, etc. So they will have done the first screen. So therefore, it's not all exhibitions are equal. I would definitely say that.
Yep.
So that's the type of item and the support. Okay, because you have the directories.
Yep.
They have even printed physically.
Yep.
If you're looking for optical items, the whole stack is there. Else you can go online. So these are what we call data that is not easily derived. If you simply just go online to a search engine, you have everything. But is it a real person, a real company, versus is it just a very nicely designed website?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's two different scenarios.
Yeah.
So as suppliers, we will say that there are things that we have to do to position ourselves offline. Okay, maybe not at every show, but the big shows. So if you're looking for B2B, you have to be in such shows.
Yep.
Okay, but because of COVID now, you can just say, oh, because the show is off, I will just wait. That is about using the online meetings that's been scheduled, the one-to-one. Suppliers have to be well prepared. I've gone through a lot of different online meetings. Some of them, the suppliers do not show up. That's not very good. Okay, some of them, the buyers do not show up. And some of them, they do not have a proper system. I've gone through a business meeting whereby it was an online system, and I could see all the previous discussion between the previous guy and him. So they should have connected different rooms for different people. It should be P&C. I should not know who was the previous buyer. I should not have his contact. You know, and then they were sharing everything in one big list. So it was very messy because of data privacy. And I think it's about, in business, we have to be very sensible. If you know that this particular product, we are talking to A and B, and you are C, you are their competitor, it should not be known on the table at that point. So there should be an amount of privacy from there. So let's say, that's why we mentioned that now is a time where business still has to go on, okay? But the decision has to be faster, so it's not about slow, etc. Sometimes you miss the boat and that's it. Just like the hand sanitizers. The prices has gone down tremendously. It's not a good time for hand sanitizers. As a matter of fact, we have people who come to us and say, oh, I've got like 200,000 boxes left in my place. Can you get rid of it on 28 more? I say, well, the prices that you're giving me, it's the same as what the selling price is. Do you think we will buy it? No way, correct? Because you have missed the boat. The time is off, right? So the same product, but we put it at a different time, we source for it at a different time, then it might not be a good idea. So it's very much when you have opportunities to do for business matching, we normally will jump on the boat and see what's new. Because I will want to know what are the new things the suppliers have come up with. It might not be something I order or I add onto 20 more immediately, but maybe in the next 2 months, it affects what items we want to sell and what kind of marketing that we want to do the next 2 months.
Fantastic. I think, Fione, you touch a very, very important topics that, I mean, our supplier, I think friends online, right? Okay, first response is important, okay? Yes. So, and then also preparation, working with the right type of the marketplace and the sourcing show, very important. And then I want to turn to Hisanaga-san. Before this forum, we have a casual chat and a jokes, right? Did you get better discount by negotiating now online than in person, right? In person, you can see the body languages, okay? But I mean, seriously, right, Hisanaga-san, from a buying perspective at AEON, using the digital tools, does it enable your team to be more efficient, get better deal, and then can scan a much wider range of the offering? Or is the OA more efficient from what you've seen?
私は去年まで日本に行ってその時は商品開発の責任者を日本の
So until last year, I was in charge of the product development.
その時はやはり
And at that time, I was dealing with like Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, China. So I negotiated with many different companies.
ですがこの多分コロナになって
But
何が
with COVID, what changed was
ビジネスでの出張がいけなくて
so we cannot travel anymore on business.
でそれでやはり今回我々もそうなんですけ
So
ども今
this time, right now, like Kyushu, Hokkaido,
サプライヤーとか
a lot of suppliers who are popular,
なんかをですね
their
合同でやっぱ
negotiations, like we actually do it jointly
短時間で
online.
ものすごくやっぱりその数がやっ
And
ぱりできるっていう
so we actually can have multiple negotiations all at the same time. So it's very efficient. But you asked me about the discount.
非常に難しい
So
問題
this is a very sort of difficult question. You cannot easily say,
ビジネスピッチングの中で
you mentioned like in the business matching, so what is needed or what is, oversupplied, is a different, right? So what is needed, so what is different in COVID is because of the online meetings, there are many more business opportunities arising. So I think like with COVID, we shouldn't necessarily perceive it negatively, but I think we can actually perceive it like it actually offers many different opportunities that was not existent before.
Yeah. So it sounds the COVID and the digitization using online bring you a lot more offering and hence increase the competition. You now actually get more to choose from, maybe buying at a much more value for money, I think, fashions. Wow, fantastic, yeah. Then I want to turn to Flavien again. We have this whole conversation, right, Flavien? Southeast Asia. There's one part that I think everyone is, very interested. Of course, is China, right? Your company have this fantastic presence, I think, in China. And it seems in terms of the digital maturity, I think it's a widely regarded fact that China is in many ways now leading the Asia, right? Do you see the disparity, okay, when you're connecting the supply and demand on your China counterpart and the rest of the Asia? Do they have the right type of the digital capability in working with the China's supplier when you are bridging the two between, or do you see?
What kind of tool what kind of tool you're thinking of? What kind of tool are you thinking of?
Yeah.
Like,
Typically, I think when we talk to China, for example, we see that China using this mega tools WeChat
yeah, okay.
almost for everything, right?
Yeah,
okay. And when you are in, let's say, Indonesia or in some of the other countries, right? You
Yeah.
don't have that type of the
Yeah.
very integrated things, right?
Yeah, well, they use WeChat also, no?
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think China technology, of course, is leading the way. Yeah, for sure. But I think Southeast Asia is not far.
It's not far,
Yeah,
right? From
no,
what you see.
they all have internet everywhere. They all have smartphones. They use all the application WeChat, and I don't see really a big gap.
In there.
No, I don't really see a big
Wow.
gap. The gap I see is maybe the manufacturers, the suppliers. Maybe they need to improve their digitalization. For example, like many manufacturers, they barely have a website. Or they have a
Like what
website.
Fione said.
Yeah. Or they have a website on Alibaba, and they say like, okay, I have a website on Alibaba.
Yeah.
So maybe they can improve their website. They can make more video of their factories. They can improve the digitalization. So for the client has a better idea how they work, how is the factory, what machine do they have, etc., etc.
Yep. Makes sense, I think. So the digitization actually should be more from the manufacturer and the supply side, right? So that they can be better discovered by the potential buyer, yeah. Thank you. I think there's a lot of very good insights. I think I would want to go a last round, okay? Maybe from, I think, Devin, right? It will be the same question that we pose to the four of you, okay? If you have to share 2 tips, okay, for our supplier and the buyer audience online. For the coming 12 months, what will be the 2 things, the 2 words, okay, that you think that they should be focusing to get that majority of that 7.2% growth, okay, this year, Devin, from what you see? 2 things, yeah.
Two things. The first thing is to revisit their product line, choose the right product to sell. This is first thing. The second thing is to try whatever digital tools they can find. Try their best to walk into the next year.
Yep, thank you. Fione,
Okay.
insight.
Okay. For
2
me,
things.
for me, the first thing I would look at is not so much on your product, but it's about the team. We have to retrain the team in terms of how we behave or how we react, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I have a website and my consultant does it," but the consultant is not in your company. He does not know your work. So your staff, your internal team has to be trained. So we run trainings here in Hong Kong, but the boss is the first person that has to be retrained. The boss has to be retrained in terms of the new business model, how things are being done on the internet. And because when they go through such training or such workshop, it opens up their mind. They say, hey, why don't I add a certain element? And it helps them to define the next product intake or products development they have. So the first one I mentioned is retraining of the whole internal team. Okay. Number 2 is to start, getting themselves more hands-on. More hands-on is rather than to rely on third party to do everything, they need to look at getting certain things done in-house. For example, if you want to share a video, a simple, yes, it's professional, but everyone in the marketing team or in the product team should at least know how to take the effort to make some small video, short video, and they should share it within their own community. Because imagine, as a retailer or as a factory or as a manufacturer, you have 1,000 people in your house, in-house. If this 1,000 people could help you make one social media post, that's 1,000, correct?
Yep.
So because when everyone feels that this is a family effort, so the in-house person also has to say, hey, this is a culture where we are in it together. Because if the company doesn't survive, don't expect anything, don't expect any salary. So it's two interesting shares.
Thank you,
Yes.
team. Very, very insightful, yeah. Hisanaga-san, for those, I think, supplier who want to make their product onto AEON's shelf, 2 things, okay?
OK。やはり2020年で何がやっぱ先ほども説明
So,
した
as I said, I think that there was a category reset in 2020.
やはりですね、計画生産をして、
So you have to do the planned production. So shift from there to producing an appropriate amount. So you need to be able to cope changes, respond to changes. Another thing is you have to have really authentic, really good product. So there's a lot of sort of copycat products that is styled from the original Japanese product, but Hong Kong customers, they have a lot of information. They know a lot through an internet search, and then a lot of people can get the product directly from Japanese platforms. So for us as well, so how much of this authentic, really good product is really key for us. So for the business matching, I hope you can create opportunities like this, so we can be exposed to really wonderful, authentic products.
Yep, fantastic. Really good product in the information overflow. I think consumers have a lot of information, landscape, yeah. And then last, I think, Flavien, 2 things. Not website, right? Okay, for the manufacturer.
So you mean a tip for the supplier and a tip for the customers?
For the supplier.
For the supplier,
2
well,
things,
to be more digitalized, I think.
First, right.
Yeah, first one to have more access to social media, more digitalized, give more transparency to the client. And second one, having a thought when you make a product, when you develop a product, having a thought of social distancing and touchless products because I think it's the future now. So digitalization and social distancing, touchless products.
Okay, thank you. I think there's a lot of very, very interesting insight. I think from the 4 newly made online celebrity. Okay, first I think is of course I think Devin share about this new customer experience, right, from packaging, and then Fione I think take it to life that lifestyle. Okay, and I think Hisanaga made very good product quality, really good product. Okay, nothing else, right? Okay, and Flavien, I think of course I think talk about this. We need digitization. I think these 4 things are I think is really I think insightful. I think the friends online, I think you should bear that in mind if you want to make your product onto the platform, compete with each other, and then be differentiated. I think in a crowd marketplace, I think that's a 4 insight. I think that the panelists want to share with you. And then I think I would like to thank you for the 4 of them for their insight and time. I do not hear you're clapping now. Okay, I pretend I can hear. Okay, and of course at the back of the crew, I think really fantastic. Big thanks. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. and all speakers in the panel for your inspiring sharing. Before inviting the second panel to come forward, we would like to know more about our audience. You will now be directed to our polling page on Zoom. The question is, in what way you would prefer to do sourcing? Physical exhibitions, online sourcing, or both channels? Please cast your vote, and our panel chair, Mr. Benson, will reveal the results soon. If you have not cast your vote yet, please do so now. Our panel chair, Mr. Benson, will soon reveal the results. Thank you all for picking your preferences in the polling question. Without further ado, we will begin our second panel discussion now. May I now invite our panel chair, Mr. Ng again, along with Ms. Iris Wong, Director of Exhibitions Market Development, Hong Kong Trade Development Council, Ms. Kaman, Assistant Director of Business Development, AsiaWorld-Expo Management Limited, and Ms. Veronica To, Director, Marketing and Business Planning, Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center Management Limited for panel discussion. Mr. Ng, please.
Thank you. So can we show the polling result now? Yeah. I hope all of you can see. It's a little bit of out of my expectation because I originally thought the result will be more like the online one will be a lot, okay, than the physical and the both one, okay. It seems I think all of you think that in the future, in the upcoming futures, that you prefer to not use just physical or just online, but the combination of both to be able to go to market. I think that is the new norm. So I think you should be able to see, I think, more and more innovative offering from TDC and our other company. I think in the coming future offer a combined way of the sourcing event. Okay, so today I think it's really I think an honor, right, to be together with Kaman, Veronica, and also Iris. Okay, and the first question I think as an event organizers, right? Okay. Maybe you can do a quick, I think, sharing about the key offering and the facilities, right, that you provide to facilitate people like Flavien, okay, Fione and Devin, right, and all those, I think, other guests, right, to cope with the new normal, right, okay. Maybe we start from this side first, yeah.
Thank you. So in fact, the pandemic has actually brought a lot of changes and challenges to the global economy and SMEs.
Yeah.
And we are actually seeing an emergence of the online business behavior because of that, because of the travel restriction, because of the city lockdown. People and companies are forced to resort to online platforms to conduct business. So in view of this, and in order to facilitate our buyers and suppliers to continue doing business and to break through under the new normal, the HKTDC actually has staged two online exhibitions last year. One is the Summer Sourcing Week Go Online in last July, and the other is the Autumn Sourcing Week Online in last November. Both online fairs actually have enabled our buyers and suppliers to overcome the geographical and the time constraints, to stay in contact with their business partners and ultimately make business connections and business collaborations. One of the key features that we have offered during the two online shows is an AI-powered business matching function, which we call Click to Match.
That's Fione's problem. I don't know what it could
Exactly, exactly. And by using this Click to Match function, it actually allows the buyers and suppliers to make use of self-service online tools, such as making appointment with the buyers or your suppliers in our system, reaching out to them, and also doing the live chat, online meetings, and even doing the business card e-exchange. So with these functions, it actually enable our buyers and suppliers who participated in the online shows to actually continue reaching out to their business contacts and do business, even during the city lockdown or the travel restrictions. And the shows have proven to be a big success. Of course, one of the reasons for the success is also because we have put in a lot of efforts to recruit international buyers and suppliers through our global network of 50 offices. And besides the click-to-match function, we also have other services or technologies that offer to our exhibitors. For example, our suppliers can choose to present or showcase their product photos via a more virtually striking way, such as making use of the 3D virtual booth and the product video production service that TDC offers. So together with all these technologies, I think it actually helps our exhibitors to reach out and to make contacts with their buyers around the world. And as for this year, this time, even though the pandemic has seemed to start easing, we still see a lot of travel restriction remain in place in many countries. So it is foreseen that organizing physical trade show in the first half of this year could be challenging. And that's why we have staged this brand new sourcing event, HKTDC International Sourcing Show, which include both an online and a physical part. So it's a hybrid model that we are offering now. The online show just started today and will last until end of July, whereas the physical part will be held in the Convention and Exhibition Center in Hong Kong from 26th to 29th of July this year. So hopefully with this hybrid model offering, by joining this hybrid event, our buyers and suppliers will be able to continue conducting their business and also to capture the buying needs of our international buyers.
It's also showing up in that poll, right? It's very resonate with our guests joining us online today, that it has to be not just online, not just physical, but both.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for us, I think the event industry is continues to evolve because of the emergence of the innovative technologies and new ideas. So as a venue provider, AsiaWorld-Expo has always stayed up to date on the latest trend and has planned for various upgrades. For example, as a subsidiary of the Airport Authority Hong Kong, we are working with the world telecom provider, China Mobile, to develop the 5G network. And that is a supercharge of the internal backbones with up to 40 times capacity. And other than that, we also enhance our Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi 6 solutions that have to support the bandwidth intensive and wider applications like hybrid, AR, VR, to create more interactive elements to our users. And we have been working on the smart operation initiatives, such as integrated solutions that combines with the attendance software, temperature sensors, and the door access, etc. We believe all these upgrades will not only deliver the seamless wireless experience to our users, but also make AsiaWorld-Expo as a smart venue, as an immersive venue. And then, as you mentioned before, a lot of people cannot go travel right now. So we can see that hybrid is serving as a tool to cater to people, and then we can bring them all together, both physically and virtually, with the confidence by meeting the health protocols. So in that case, hybrid is certainly serve as a transitional solutions under this pandemic, and it's becoming a new normal. And so we can predict that more and more events has to include virtual elements in the future. So for us, apart from the dedicated conference room with the video conferencing equipment, we also thought of different innovative ways to cater our clients' needs in different forums, such as we are very proud to introduce our new product, that is the mobile video conferencing booth, which is a simultaneous solutions that can offer the high broadcasting quality and an immersive environment. And this functions is a customizable private meeting space that is mobile and can be placed anywhere in any forms. We can place it for the trade show, for the exhibitions and panel discussion, etc. So all these new facilities, exciting facilities, we can create a more dynamic, thoughtful content and officially engaging elements to our users, our exhibitors and organizers.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, not just recently, but in the last 4 to 6 months, we heard a lot of very exciting new investment, airport city, and all these other things around the AsiaWorld-Expo area, right? That's going to recreate a flagship and signature physical venues, and then complement with the 5G, the latest 5G technology. It's going to make the experience very immersive, and that if superimposed with the online one, right? That will be one of those, I think, only Hong Kong had in Asia. I think it was super interesting, yeah. And then for today's locations, right, for CEC, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. As venue provider, HKCEC Management Limited is ready to welcome international and mega events back to the center as soon as the borders reopen and the situation allows. We will welcome events back with technological advancement, just like AW2. We have our 5G installation ready, and we'll be upgrading our Wi-Fi system, as well as we will deploy the latest IoT technology in achieving smart building management. In terms of our Wi-Fi installation, we are one of the first venues in town to have 5G installation. Most of the installation work has been completed, and the entire project will be finished by end of this month. Exhibitors with the relevant 5G device and network will be able to enjoy unlimited video conferencing and live streaming at HKCEC. They can also apply some of the latest technology like virtual reality to give vivid product demonstration on site.
Yeah, fantastic. I think, of course, CEC, right? I think Hong Kong need multiple of this, I think, conferencing mega locations, not just in the airport side, but also in the town centers, right? So then we can, I think, serve different enterprise with the needs. I think the second question that I will have, I think, for the three of you, since you talk to many companies like Hisanaga-san, maybe on AEON, and then they have their own clientele. You talk to many people, right? I would like to, I think, just get what you've seen. That how can companies, I think, been able to regrowth again in the post-COVID world? We anticipate this year it is at the bottom and then 7.2%, right? Okay. When you talk to different clients, right, from your perspective, how do you see that they can expand their network and also maximize the opportunities in this growth again in the post-pandemic journey? Yeah. Maybe we have Iris first. Yeah.
Maybe I can start first.
Yeah.
I think as addressed by our previous
Yeah.
speakers, the offline, online, O2O hybrid mode will be the key as the way forward for business world. So for exhibition, as far as exhibition is concerned, I think the companies have to be present both virtually and also physically in online fair and also physical fair in order to maximize their reach. Through such O2O model, they will be able to capture the buyers that are unable to fly in, while at the same time meeting the buyers face-to-face on site in order to conduct business. So this would be the key way forward, I would say. Apart from the 2 online fairs and also this international sourcing fair that I just mentioned, the HKTDC also has other online offering, which is what we call the HKTDC.com sourcing platform. So through this sourcing platform, companies can actually conduct and provide exposure of their product photos to our worldwide buyers on a year-round basis. And this actually is being backed by, again, the AI algorithm. And so we have the AI-backed sourcing recommendations for buyers, and also we have the image recognition functions for suppliers in uploading their photos. And suppliers can also manage and customize their online supplier store in our sourcing portal with an easy-to-use back-end and also dashboard. So with these combined, and by joining the 30+ trade shows and public fairs that TDC organize, they will be able to reach out to their international buyers on a year-round seamless basis. So I would say this is the way forward.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. How about for AsiaWorld-Expo? How about if we look at, we always said that now Hong Kong is next to and also part of this Greater Bay Area, right? Okay. Do you see that as the economy recovering, right? Okay, that the Greater Bay Area and the connection between the China and also the Asians, right, will help your client to be able to recover faster if they host the event in Hong Kong? Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the location, right, it's quite strategic locate next to the Greater Bay Area, and it can help us to enhance the global outreach. I think you're right. So then in that case, then once the gates is open, resume back to normal, then we can welcome more visitors come to AsiaWorld-Expo. So that's why our company is actually now working on the phase 2 development to further develop for the facilities and to cater more different needs. So 2020 has been a tough year for everyone else, and for both personally and professionally. So then I think AsiaWorld-Expo is far more resilient than other people think. And in this case, we keep all the challenge as our opportunities to upgrade ourselves, to enhance ourselves. And as you may know that in AsiaWorld-Expo, we have advanced the world first clean tech 3-in-1 disinfection installations that integrate with the temperature checking and then the negative room pressure design and the biome air. So all these facilities will have to meet the health protocol even after the COVID. So then we will have all these facility upgrade implement in our area and then to enhance the experience of all the visitors and all the exhibitors. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's fantastic. And for CEC Veronica, right now, I think all of your customers are asking to become some form of YouTuber, right? Okay, like what we are today. Okay, and you have such a massive, I think, fantastic, I think, facilities, right? Okay, what are the other upcoming, I think, more common meeting requests that you saw from your client? Are they a lot of them asking for something like this, that you need to providing them the YouTubing and the online capability or other new, I think, the demand from them? Yeah.
Well, under the current situation, when travel to overseas is not possible, a hybrid event is currently the trend. And we embrace this trend and have launched a new total solution package with venue and equipment all included, called Harvest Studio Package. We provide all the equipment, telecommunication connections, the supporting technician, and even the large LED screens. And with a very stunning harbor backdrop, this venue is suitable for supporting live broadcasts of interviews, like not what we're doing. It can also support webinars. So under the current situation, when physical events is not possible, this is an alternative that we can supply to our clients to host webinars.
I think that's also one thing that I found. I joined the other TDC, I think even earlier on, also with this fantastic teams, right? To do a webinar like today, good, is actually not amateur work. You need really, I think, good teaming, good infrastructure, the lighting, the translations, right, to make it professionals, okay? I think having a event partners like yourself, right, I think definitely is a plus, I think, in that area, yeah. Then maybe I have a question, I think, for Iris that we prepared, I think, earlier on as well. I get some, before we kickstart, right, I get some figures, I think, Iris, from you that today, actually, the people who register and sign up for today's event is quite a lot, much more than in the past that we can host in the physical manner, right? Okay, maybe in the past we can host a few hundred of them. Now we are talking about thousands, right? Okay, so what do you see in the last, say, 12 months for the different online or the online plus physical event? What do you see the market response so far?
Yes, thank you. Actually, as I mentioned just now, we have hosted 2 online fairs last year. The Summer Sourcing Weeks go online. When we first had this event, that's the first virtual fairs that we organized. We had only about 1,300 exhibitors and 13,000 buyers from around the world joining us. And by using the click-to-match platform that I just mentioned, around 4,500 meetings were organized during last July. And then when we organized the second November Autumn Sourcing Week online, actually the figures doubled. We have 2,600 companies joining as suppliers and also 27,000 buyers from around the world joining us with over 9,000 meetings being arranged. So as you can see, the trend is going up. And I think this, apart from being a vote of confidence on the hybrid model that TDC offers, I think it also indicates that there is a demand for the hybrid model, hybrid event. It also shows that the market are generally more receptive to these kind of online, offline business models.
Let me try to ask you some off-the-gut question, okay, that you may not have prepared. So from all those people, on top of your mind, just based on your memory, right, it's okay. Are they more coming from, say, Asia time zone or US, European as well, or fair mix? Yeah.
This is a good question. Actually, that's one. This is one challenge that we have to overcome, because in the physical fair, everybody is in the same fairground. You will be working in the same time zone, in the same fairground, and talk business. While when you have the online show, people coming from everywhere, our buyers actually come from around the world. So we actually have to cater for the different time zone. For the online show, people can always go online and try to reach out. But for the click-to-match business matching platform, it was one challenge for us. So we actually have our team working almost round the clock, from the morning until late at night, in order to support all these different to support all these different business matching meetings during the show.
Fantastic. And for AsiaWorld-Expo, right, to support, I think, this new format of the physical, your beautiful, I think, venues, right, and the new format. We talk about, I think, the team and the crews, right. What do you see in terms of the skills requirement, okay, changing on your team side? I think, are you building different type of skills to be able to design new event format, to run this, I think, online effectively in the physical presence as well?
Yeah, because as I mentioned, AsiaWorld-Expo is quite resilient at the moment because of the pandemic. So we have thought of different innovative ways to cater different needs. And as everyone see that hybrid is such a great tool right now to cater all the needs. And so we have develop and create the mobile video conferencing booth. That is not using as in the fixed venue, in the fixed locations, but it can move to anywhere in any forms.
Wow.
So we can put it in the exhibition hall, in the small meeting rooms, or even in the public circulation area. And I think at this kind of mobile booth can help to and deliver more dynamic contact for our users. And also with the live broadcasting equipment, because it's installed with the video conferencing equipment, with the 5G network, so we can develop more thoughtful content for our users. And these models can be used in different forms, as I said. It can be placed in trade shows, panel discussions, and even live streaming events. So we try to be more innovative and then to work with the telecom company provider to think about more additional dimensions for our event organizers, such as we are talking about how to implement a hologram or VR cave that can be used. Hologram or VR cave that can be used inside the program.
Yeah. So and the same for I think for CECs, right? How do you build the capabilities to help your customer to design more innovative like session like today?
I think the key is to have a dynamic team and to be able to respond quickly, especially in terms of the government regulations now with relaxation or tightening. From time to time, we have to be able to respond quick. And like in the past, we have restrictions about limiting to only 2 persons per table for a banquet, and up to only maybe around 20 persons. So under this backdrop, we have responded quickly and communicated with our clients to reformat the event into a case that we can comply to the government regulation. And of course, nowadays it's about hygiene. Is about everything to do. Everybody is so conscious about the hygiene of the venue.
Exactly,
so we spend a lot and have the team dedicated to provide a comfortable, efficient, and safer environment for all our users.
I think, super, I think, correct. Maybe the last round, right, I think, the online audience that they joined, they pick up many of the insights from our online celebrity earlier on. What category, how to get their product into AEON's shelf, okay? And then how to make themselves know. The best for the last, I want to, I think, just pose a question to the 3 of you. What is the next, of course, this event is fantastic, okay. What's the next big event or big things, okay, from the 3 organizations that they should keep their eye on? The next one big things, maybe the next show, the next opening thing.
Thank you.
Just
We
one
have many actually. I think for the B2B trade fair, as I mentioned, the physical part of this international sourcing show will take place in late July. So finger crossed, we hope we can launch it smoothly, successfully. But even before that, we are going to have a B2C show targeting local market, which is called the Lifestyle Shopping Fest, because I think many people are hungry to buy international products.
They want to spend now.
That's right. So we are organizing this B2C show in late April for local consumers and gathering international brands. So hopefully that will be another blast.
That's 1 month from now.
That's right.
Okay, so get yourself ready, okay? For AsiaWorld-Expo, the next big thing.
The next big thing, of course, is our phase 2 development with the super arena that can cater more than 20,000 people. But then apart from that, as we mentioned, to cater the needs of the people nowadays, we are proud to introduce our mobile video conferencing booth. I think that is one of the solutions that help to tackle the problems right now, because people can't travel. So we help them to bring them together, both physically and virtually. So that's the next big step that we're going to do.
So Kaman, we are talking about when on that mobile.
Well, it's
offer.
coming. It's already coming,
right?
yeah.
Fantastic. Very much looking forward to CEC, the next big thing.
The next big thing. Okay, after today, end of we're upcoming. We have some local shows.
Yeah.
Baby Expo and a show called Target to about immigration and investment. And next month we have TDC's the lifestyle shopping event. And in May, we have an art week coming up with Art Basel and auction events and Art Central. So we're very much looking forward to that. And unfortunately, all these shows can only remain more local based for the time being. And we're waiting, so much eager for the border to reopen. And then we can have international events back to the center.
Fantastic. So it seems we are going to have a very busy April, May, and June. The momentum is keep, I think, increasing back again. And then many exciting new hologram. I think things that we are looking forward to as a market, I think, grow back. So I think thank you for having me today. I learned a lot, by talking to all the bright minds. And then also thank you for all your time, and then for the online audience, right? I hope no matter right now you are in your bedroom, or with a glass of wine or somewhere, that the insight share is useful to you. And this format I think is fantastic, so you can join from anywhere. There's no boundary for you. I'm sure that I think with this format, that Hong Kong and then all the people in the trade business, that they will get more connected, have more choices, and then buy things for better value for money. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, all our speakers today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the plenary session International Sourcing Outlook today. Here comes to the end of the session. Once again, on behalf of the HKTDC, thank you for your participation. I would also like to express a token of thanks to our sponsors, AsiaWorld-Expo and Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. Later, you will also be directed to the online questionnaire. Kindly fill it out and submit it to let us know your thoughts to the session. Please visit Intelligence Hub on our ISS website and gain insight from industry experts. Don't miss the business matching opportunities to explore business with exhibitors. Meanwhile, please spare time to visit our upgraded sourcing platform on sourcing.hktdc.com. Match smarter, trade faster. Apart from the session just now, we have more than 15 webinars focusing on other sectors coming up on International Sourcing Show Online Intelligence Hub, including the second plenary session, Survive and Thrive, leveraging end-to-end e-commerce solutions that will start at 2 p.m. today. Thanks again for joining us today and wishing you fulfilled business in the International Sourcing Show Online. Thank you.